Bruce Lee was more than a movie star. He was a pioneer, he was an innovator. His physical presence on screen was not an illusion created by Hollywood magic. It was the result of relentless, punishing, and incredibly intelligent training. He treated his body like a scientific instrument, constantly refining it for maximum efficiency and power. His workouts were legendary, a combination of raw strength, blistering speed, and an almost supernatural core stability. One of his most iconic displays of power was the one-inch punch. This wasn't a trick, it was physics. To achieve this, he focused on kinetic linking, transferring energy smoothly from his feet, through his hips, into his core, and finally out through his fist. His training also included obsessive speed drills. He would practice with a suspended piece of paper, trying to punch a hole through it before it could flutter away. At the heart of his physical conditioning was a core of steel. Lee was famous for his dragon flag exercise. Was Bruce Lee simply a gifted athlete, or was he a visionary of physical culture? When we place his training methods under the microscope of modern exercise science, the answer becomes clear. He was decades ahead of his time. Long before it was mainstream, Lee was practicing what we now call functional fitness. He wasn't interested in isolating muscles for aesthetic purposes like a bodybuilder. He read voraciously, studying physiology texts and bodybuilding magazines to understand the principles of muscle growth and strength development. Today, strength and conditioning coaches are essential for athletes in every sport, proving that Lee's intuition was spot on. Modern science also validates his obsession with core strength. The dragon flag is now recognized as one of the most advanced calisthenic exercises for developing the anterior chain. His understanding of the kinetic chain, demonstrated so powerfully in his one-inch punch, is now a fundamental concept taught to elite athletes. Bruce Lee's true genius was not confined to his physical prowess. His mind was his sharpest weapon. He developed a philosophy, a way of life, that was as revolutionary as his fighting style. At its core was Jeet Kune Do, which translates to the way of the intercepting fist. JKD was not a new style of martial arts, it was the opposite. Its most famous expression is the metaphor, "be like water." Lee urged his students to be formless and shapeless like water. Water can flow, or it can crash. To be like water is to be adaptable, to remain calm under pressure, and to respond to any situation without preconceived notions. It is a call for mental flexibility. This mindset required immense emotional control. Lee understood that anger, fear, and ego were enemies of clarity. They cloud judgment and lead to predictable, inefficient actions. He practiced a form of mindfulness, a state of no mind where the body could act and react without the interference of a panicked or overthinking intellect. The foundation of Jeet Kune Do and his personal philosophy was simplicity. Lee believed that the path to brilliance was through simplification, not accumulation. He called it hacking away at the unessentials. This meant removing fancy but impractical techniques, shedding limiting beliefs, and cutting through the noise to focus on what truly matters. The legacy of Bruce Lee is not a museum piece to be admired from a distance. It is a practical toolkit for living a more powerful and purposeful life today. For students and professionals, Lee's approach to productivity is revolutionary. He believed in intense, focused work. Instead of multitasking for hours, he would dedicate himself completely to a single task. For athletes, especially in combat sports, Lee's influence is undeniable. He is widely considered the father of mixed martial arts. His philosophy of absorbing what is useful from any style is the very definition of MMA. They use his principles of footwork, timing, and interception to gain a competitive edge. Lee proved that a true warrior is not a specialist but a well-rounded artist who can adapt to any opponent and any situation. His quotes serve as a source of daily motivation for everyone. Phrases like, "I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times," are powerful reminders of the value of consistent, dedicated practice. When facing obstacles, his call to "be like water" encourages us to be resilient, to find a way around, over or through challenges instead of being broken by them. Ultimately, Bruce Lee taught us that the greatest opponent we will ever face is ourselves, our limitations, our doubts, and our rigid beliefs. His life was a testament to the power of self-mastery. His lessons show us how to unlock our own potential not by becoming a copy of him, but by following his method, to absorb what is useful, discard what is not, and fearlessly create a life that is authentically and powerfully our own.